What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about how we can fix episode 9. Oh boy, I know. I might as well go ahead and play the lottery. But I have a few things that I think can really get episode 9 back on track. And a few of them are absolutely crucial. And I'm going to start with those crucial elements, because if we don't get the crucial elements up front, then you can kiss it goodbye. You can kiss it goodbye because it's dead, it's gone, the sequel trilogy is broken, and it's over with. Now, I get it. It pretty much is at this point anyway. But if, in my opinion, if they follow what I'm going to say here, they can at least have a chance to get this thing back on track. So the first thing that has to happen, and if this doesn't happen, then it doesn't matter. Everything else I say doesn't matter. The first thing that has to happen, they have to split episode 9 into 2 parts. You've got to do it. You have to have time to fix the problems that The Last Jedi created. You have to. You're not going to be able to fix all those problems, tell your proper story with episode 9, and finish the trilogy in a 2.5 hour movie. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a train wreck, a complete train wreck. So you've got to split this thing into 2 parts. Split it into 2 parts. That gives you enough time to fix a lot of the problems in The Last Jedi, and then also gives you more time to write more of the story, sprinkle some of those elements of the prequel era and the original trilogy era in, and still collectively tell your story and end the trilogy on the right note. This is crucial. So, split it into 2 parts. It must be done. If that's not done, kiss it goodbye. Alright, next thing. And this is just as equally crucial as the 2 parts. So once you get the 2 parts, you have to do something. You have to bring Luke Skywalker into this sequel trilogy. You have to do it. Not Jake Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. You bring Luke in. You hand Luke his balls. You have him reattach them because you ripped them off. Then you hand him back his lightsaber. Then you get him off of that island and you let him go be the Grand Master Jedi that he is. Let him whoop some ass. Let him take some names. Let him show how badass he really is. Bring back Luke mother effing Skywalker. There are ways to do this. Dave Filoni has introduced ways to do this within Rebels. Do it. I don't care if it defies logic within the Star Wars universe or not. Do it, because if you don't, then this sequel trilogy is dead. Next up, Rey. Rey has to be a Skywalker or a Kenobi. It absolutely has to happen. There needs to be an explanation as to who she is, why she is who she is, why is she so good at everything, why? Answer these questions, but she needs to have lineage to the Skywalkers or the Kenobis, something like that. It just has to happen. Next up, and before that, before I move on, and Rey also, we've got to see her struggle. We've got to see her going through some serious trials and tribulations with Luke. Luke is going to have to put her through hell, not tickling her with a damn leaf. No, she has to go through hell. And Luke needs to put her through hell to get her to where she needs to go. That is crucial. Next up, Kylo Ren needs his mask back on. Please, for the love of God, put his mask back on. Please, oh Lord. I loved Kylo in The Force Awakens. I still didn't like when he took his mask off in The Force Awakens, but I loved him in The Force Awakens. I don't want Twilight Kylo Ren. I don't. Please put his mask back on. Please get the Knights of Ren for him. Please let him start going on missions and annihilating people with the Knights of Ren. Get him back to where he was, what the potential he had in The Force Awakens, and keep his mask back on, please. Next up, kill Reylo. Just kill the idea of it completely. Please make it public to all the Reylo fans out there that it's not going to happen, so they can just stay home. They can rewatch Twilight or whatever it is they need to do. Please kill Reylo off. Reylo needs to die before it ever starts. Thank you very much for that in advance. Next up, Poe and Finn. I liked Poe and Finn both in The Force Awakens. I thought they were pretty much useless in The Last Jedi. So real simple with Poe and Finn. Let's get them back to where they were in The Force Awakens, and let's play off of that. They had really good chemistry. They were really fun, and I really enjoyed the bro element that they had. So get it back to that, and I think that would be a really good side quest that they could be on or something like that, and that would be really cool. Snoke. Alright, so I'm kind of torn on this one, but if you bring Snoke back, I think that it creates more problems than solutions. Because if you bring Snoke back, then whatever you could do with Kylo kind of gets interrupted. I kind of would like to see Snoke back, but I'm going to have to lean towards not bringing Snoke back. I guess I would have rather Snoke just not died at all, but I think right now you have enough of a good villain potential with Kylo Ren. If you can get the Knights of Ren back in there, put his damn mask back on, and let him be a badass, I think there's enough there to where you can just move forward with Kylo, and let's forget about Snoke. So, forget about Snoke. Sith. We need to bring the Sith back. We need Sith elements. We need the Sith mentioned. That needs to be part of the lore. The Sith has to exist. If they don't, then there's no point in you calling this Star Wars. I don't know what the hell you're thinking right now, Disney. I truly don't. But we need the Sith. So do that. Please. Please? Thank you. Next up is Rey's Force Vision. Rey's Force Vision in The Force Awakens. Fascinating scene. Fascinating opportunities. So much depth within that just a few seconds of scene we got. We got to hear Yoda's voice. We got to hear Obi-Wan Kenobi by Ewan McGregor's voice. There was the Knights of Ren. There was all of this fear within Rey, something that she rarely has had to experience in this sequel trilogy because she's great at everything. Go back to that and let's dive deeper into that and find out what did all that mean. Of course, Rian Johnson completely ignored that in The Last Jedi because I don't know why. I can't understand why. That small little moment right there is the deepest storytelling we have gotten in the sequel trilogy, and Rian Johnson completely ignored it. There's so much opportunity there, and I am curious to know more about all of that. I want to know why Rey heard Yoda's voice. Why didn't she hear Kenobi's voice? These are such fascinating things we can dive deeper into, but for some reason, Rian Johnson completely ignored it. Holdo and Rose need to be Chris Benoit in the Star Wars universe. And if my old school wrestling fans understand that reference, then you get it. Holdo and Rose need to be treated like they never existed. They just wipe them from existence. Wipe their characters off the shelf. Wipe their likeness off of all of the posters. Everything. Burn everything that they were ever part of. And treat them like they never existed. Please. Now, if you want to bring Laura Dern and Kelly Marie Tran back and recast them, I'm all for it. But those characters are the worst. And they need to be just erased from the existence of Star Wars. Lightsaber battles. I'm going to go full PewDiePie here. Lightsabers. Lightsabers. Okay, repeat that, JJ, in every one of your meetings. It's lightsabers. Lightsaber battles. Please give us some epic lightsaber battles. Technology is at a point where you can make this happen. So please, let's make it happen. Now, these are the overarching points. If these elements can be put into this sequel trilogy with Episode 9, if all of this happens and it's a 2-part movie, the majority of all of this would happen in Part 1. And then in Part 1, you have started to fix the crimes against Star Wars that The Last Jedi created. You can then end Episode 9 Part 1 on a cliffhanger. And then you've opened yourself up to what? You can put the movie off for 2 years. Give it 2 years. Give it some time to simmer. Give us some time to get excited. Give us some time to think about all of the elements that you have created in this Episode 9 Part 1. Give us time. And then give yourself time to start thinking about the story. We've heard rumors that JJ wants to bring prequels and elements and original trilogy elements. This is your opportunity right here. You've fixed The Last Jedi for the best way you can. Then, now you can move forward with the closure of Episode 9 and Episode 9 Part 2, giving you plenty of time to write the story, perfect the script. You've got Luke Skywalker back. You've got Rey, who went through trials and tribulations, went through character development, went through a lot because Luke Skywalker put her through a lot. We've got Kylo Ren back on track being a legitimate villain. And then this Episode 9, this Part 2 of Episode 9 is where you give a lot of fan service with the prequels, the OT, You give us Luke Skywalker, we get Luke versus Kylo Ren, then, you know, however you want to play that out. Maybe Kylo kills Luke after he's went on this amazing galaxy killing spree with the Knights of Ren, and he's learned so much because he's his own leader now. And then he fights Luke, and ultimately Luke dies, and they can come up with some other reason. I don't know, make it like wrestling where somebody runs in with a chair shot and hits Luke and distracts him, and then Kylo kills him. I don't care, but then that gives you an opportunity to where Rey can then fight Kylo in an epic battle. That makes the most sense to me. Do I want to see Luke die? Obviously not, but I'd rather see it happen in a way where he has taken Rey and put her through holy hell and made her a badass that we've never seen possibly because of Luke's teachings. And then Luke was, and maybe Luke is at an age now where he can't fight as well, and he has a couple of great moments, but ultimately because of Kylo's youth, he ends Luke. You can make up any reason why this happens, but it wouldn't come down to like Luke or Kylo actually just beating Luke straight up. You can add some elements to it. Maybe Kylo can cheat. That's fine. Whatever. Then Rey being trained by Luke Skywalker, not tickled with a damn tree branch, really trained. And then she can step up. That would be amazing. And then obviously there are all types of little things you can throw in. The elephant in the room here is not having Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, General Leia, and that sucks. It really sucks, but it happened. There's nothing we can do about it. We can only move forward. The rumors of Meryl Streep coming in, I don't like that at all. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people, but I definitely don't like it. And if I have my way, I don't want it. But we're going to see what they do. But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about splitting it into two parts, giving yourself time to fix The Last Jedi, and then also give them time to write and perfect the story to close it out, fixing all of these problems, and then giving us an amazing finish, bringing back Luke Skywalker. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.